Next kind of thought is put yourself in the shoes of a traditional, marketing manager, director of marketing. What's a word that you would use to describe what this kind of new technology is currently to them? If you could just sum it up in one word.
I've got two.
Okay.
Two. Fascinating and perplexing.
Okay.
I have two. Mine is called "and" strategy. So like layering on top.
That's a phrase. Those are technically two words to go together.
Okay. Well, I'm putting them together. And dash strategy. And strategy.
And dash strategy. John, why do you say those two words? And have you just heard that from marketers, or you're just kind of getting the general sense of that's how they're feeling about it?
Well, in talking to a few people about it, here everybody, brands and all talk about everything. They're perplexed. What is it going to mean? Is the fascination with voice? How real is it? Is it a fad? More important, how does it fit into, I think James hit it, how does it fit into our overall strategy? I like the and dash, I actually like that. Challenging is the fact that I got to think about it. I mean, as chatbots assume some sense of, humanity to them, and being able to answer and get people involved in product and new product and thinking, as well as all the way down through customer service. How does this fit? And I mean, I like the and strategy. So I think it's both perplexing and challenging and opportunistic.
If a business is perplexed and they're interested and they're wanting to use this as an and strategy, do you have any advice for them on how to think about it in a way to implement into their strategy? I think it seems like a little bit of it's daunting to add something into your strategy if you're not fully sure how it's going to function. And some of the resources and articles out there right now are saying they're kind of polarized opinions. Some of them are saying big brands are really loving it, like a Capital One, and they're going full throttle with it. Other brands, can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but other ones tried it with Facebook Messenger, and they ended up dropping it because they couldn't quite figure out how to use it with their user. People are thinking it was inauthentic, and they couldn't quite control it.
So my thought to that is, how do you leverage technology or a channel dependent on where people are in your customer journey? So how you talk and engage with people at awareness is way different than consideration or purchase or retention or advocacy. And so I think the first thing, so your example of like, hey, we implemented Facebook Messenger, it didn't work. But it didn't work for you. But at what point were you putting it in the customer journey? Were you using it as a mechanism for awareness? Were you using it as a mechanism for loyalty and advocacy? Was it about consideration or purchase? Like, it's the intent of where that user is, and then deciding which channel, which platform are we going to leverage for that part of the customer journey. Because simply saying that I'm going to use Facebook for all of it, like, it doesn't work. Just like using Google for all of it doesn't work. So there's 1,000 channels out there. All of them work, but they all work at specific parts of that journey process. And chatbots and Messenger is really